Hey everyone, welcome to another Hoodzpah Design live stream. I am your host, Amy Hood.
And I'm Jose Soho.
I left you hanging there. I was supposed to give you kind of and this is my co-host, Jose
It's okay.
Sojo,
This
and I
is
did
live television. That happens.
live television. It's very exciting. Okay, I have our YouTube pulled up over on another screen, and I'm just waiting for it to make a big loud noise because it always loves to be noisy. There it is. I caught it. But chat, thank you for joining us. We are working on a live typeface design today. Well, we're live working on a typeface design today. It's a script font, and it's called Crescent Drive at the moment. But that might change. I need to see if that's available still. So we'll double check that. But it's really fun. It's a loopy number. It's gorgeous. I've done some sketching ahead of today so that we have a good plan of attack. And yeah, I thought really quickly I would just kind of show you what we've been building with our friends. So we're type designers. Our friend at Foundry, they are also type designers. They have amazing fonts. You've probably used their fonts before. They are ubiquitous in the most amazing way. If you've heard of Jin, it's everywhere, and they made it. Termina, your favorite font, it's theirs. They made it, and we basically have joined in with them to offer all of our fonts through this app called the Fort app. And it's really cool. It basically just syncs onto your desktop. So it's just like Adobe fonts. It's just like some of the old syncing programs where it's just readily available. You can turn them all on. You can peruse fonts. You can look at them in title cards like this and see if there's anything you want to use. I like to go up to the top right and just say activate all. I like to use all the fonts. And like I said, once you turn them on, if you're in Adobe Illustrator or Figma or Premiere Pro, they're just in there. They're just in your font library, and you can just use them at will on anything you want. And when you become a member of this, it's for commercial and personal use. So if you want to use it for a client, go ahead. So if you're going to buy one font family from us a year, you may as well get this app because it's half the price and you get to use all of our fonts. So that's my spiel. Definitely check it out. We're doing 30-day free trial. So head over to the Fort Foundry app, and there is actually a link in the description here. So check that out for sure. The font that we're working on today, we will be releasing exclusively through there and our site. So yeah, it's all super exciting. And it's just, Jose, I'm hoping that we just have an easier way to deliver fonts to the people, because downloading zip files and updating trial fonts, and then you make one mistake on a letter and you have to email everyone, and somebody emailed us that there was a little error in Lone Pine, and I'm no.
I know, it feels so outdated.
Yes, very outdated. So it's it's very future savvy. Everything just syncs, and we can make updates to the app, and then it's fixes everything everywhere. So it's pretty cool. So definitely check it out. That's been kind of our labor of love, our personal project this year. Jose's been making some amazing animations for us. You are really tapping into your animation chops with this project.
Yeah. Actually, funny enough, I didn't realize how many projects had Fort fonts, because I went to the tab on their page and there's so much content in there of design pieces that people have made. And it's actually impressive because I don't know how many fonts in total the app has, but I know it's quite a lot. But the amount of designs, if you go into the design, the Fort website, you can go to the tab that says in use, and you can see all the designs that people have made with the fonts.
Obsessed. Loved the in use tab. I'm constantly taking screenshots or bookmarking people's designs when I see my fonts in the wild to share to our our stories and stuff, because it's so fun seeing how different people use our fonts. So if you're using our fonts, tag us. We have a new Instagram account. It's at Hood Fonts, and then of course Fort Foundry is at Fort Foundry. But chat, where are you from? Where's everyone tuning in from? I see Good Friends Good Types here. Oh my gosh, Alana, Katie, congrats on the book. They just released a brand new book about finding your own personal style, so absolutely check that out. We've got Rambling Crow, what's up? We've got Roni from the Netherlands, what's up? Or Denmark? Correct us if we're wrong. Radha, you helped us so much last week. Radha is in our Fabas group. She's out of India. And Radha, what time is it there? I'm always shocked that you're with us because it's always such a crazy time change for you.
It's probably Kate, 12 at night.
Right, 12 midnight probably. And then Kate Bachman. Kate Bachman is she is our marketing team. She is a one-woman show. She's not officially our marketing team, but I can always count on her to let everyone know that the live stream is coming. I'm Kate, we don't deserve you. We just don't deserve you. We've got a good crew today. That's awesome. So what we're working on today is, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. We are working on this gorgeous font. here's kind of my Illustrator document, kind of how I set things up. I have my sketches pulled in. I'll usually keep those on a layer. And then I also have kind of like a couple of guides for myself. So I've got my baseline in the boldest here. I've got my sheer angle that I want to, keep all my script italic kind of lean, consistent. And what I'll usually do is I'll just start by just drawing the bones, right? Just drawing the inline monoline version of the letter. You can see that we've got, quite a bit already done. If I jump into my Glyphs app, we were just in Adobe Illustrator. The two programs that we generally use are Adobe Illustrator and the Glyphs app. And I kind of go back and forth between them and then just tweak as needed. But yeah, you can see how far we've got. We've got all of our lowercase pretty much. We've got even some alternates. And what I want to work on today is like fleshing out some of the key capitals, because if we can get this to like a decent, like all caps, all lowercase, period, exclamation point, those key punctuations, we can do a early release of just like the bare bones to the Ford app. So that'll be cool because we have like kind of like an early release section there. So that's the goal, Jose. That's what we're trying to get done today.
That's right. We got the team at GoodType. They're also designing a font with us.
Oh,
They're doing their own font, just with parallel.
what?
So
I'd love
that's
that.
fun.
Okay, Alana, Katie, what kind of style are you doing? Are you guys, what are we doing? I've always been shocked that you all haven't done a font yet because you're such lettering masters. So I'm excited to see that. Yeah, let us know what style.
Every time I go to Target, I wonder if the designs that I'm holding for like a gift card is something that they made, because I know they've made stuff for them. And
Yeah,
it's so
totally.
beautiful.
I know. Yeah, if anyone here is interested in like licensing, I recommend their licensing course to everybody. Like somebody is always asking me about getting into licensing, and I've never really delved into that. So I'm always like, go check out GoodType. They have anything you could ever want to know about licensing your artwork for products, like, to be, on products in stores at like Target. And Kate or Alana also shares a ton of really helpful stuff on TikTok. So she's like a must follow on TikTok for sure. Alana, do your kids know you're TikTok famous, and does it garner you respect or derision?
So she's saying this is her first font.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, it makes sense. If you're an amazing letterer, like why not like just see if you could, delve that into like a full typeface, It's like famous last words though. Every time I do like a piece of lettering and I'm like, oh, this looks good. Like I could turn this into a font. I'm like, oh, it'd be easy. I already have these characters. Flash forward to like a year later. You're like, why?
Yeah, hours in, and you still not done with the font.
Yeah,
You're like, why did
exactly.
I do that?
Yeah. You're like, is this even usable? Does anybody even want this? Oh man. So usually when I'm sketching, a lot of people have been asking about our sketch process lately. So you can see that I'll usually like draw out some straight lines. I'll give myself a baseline, an X height, and a cap height. And that just kind of helps me keep my proportions generally in the same region, especially if I don't have like a dot grid notebook. This notebook is from Ugly Books, which is John Contino's sketchbook company. I love the paper. The paper is super high quality and it folds over on the top, which I find to be just like very cool. So it's just very helpful for like drawing. It's not in your way. So that's the sketchbooks I've been using. I just use standard like Pentel pencil, nothing fancy. This one's a Papermate, Powermate. But yeah, you can see here that I'll just like sketch. I do kind of like a real sketchy process, and I'm just kind of wanting to get ideas on paper, and then I'll take it into Illustrator. I'll lock it on its own layer, and then I'll kind of draw on top. And once I kind of have my form as I think I'll want it, I'll just kind of like option drag up here, and I'll kind of fit it into my general proportions, and then make tweaks here. And so that's kind of like step 2 for me. And then after that, once we kind of get it in a good spot here, like maybe the angle probably needs to be a bit more sheared. So maybe I'll just go ahead and shear it like in the shearing section.
I'm curious, Amy, what was
Yeah.
the inspiration for this font? I want to know the story.
Yeah, to be honest, like it was just like a piece of lettering that I did for like a personal project for a family member. And I was like, this is so beautiful. Like I would love to use this again. And like my mom had the most beautiful penmanship, like handwriting. She had the most gorgeous handwriting. And it's weird because her mom also had beautiful penmanship. And And they're both no longer with us. So I was like, it would be so nice to like memorialize that in script. And this isn't anything like her penmanship, but it is more of like a handwritten style, very loopy like she used to do. I actually want to do like an actual font that's like almost exactly her and my grandma's penmanship. But it's like it was so ornate. I wish I had an example, but just really beautiful script. But I thought this would be like a fun project, something a little bit more ornate. And I had been wanting to do another script for a while. But yeah, I find that most of my fonts come from like some sort of project that I was doing for a client or myself or whatever. So
That's a beautiful backstory. We have to put that in the specimen designs.
I know we're gonna have to sneak some Easter eggs in there for that for sure. I know, totally. And then, you know what's so crazy, Jose? My mom's family's last name in Kentucky is Jost, Jost, like Colin Jost on SNL. And there is a type designer named with the last name Jost from like the 1700s.
Wow.
I'm like, are
Maybe
we
you're related to
related?
them.
I know, it's crazy.
Maybe that's where you got your type genes.
What if? Wouldn't that be crazy? Okay, so I've got my bones. I've got everything kind of sheared the way that I want it. I'm going to double click into my V in Glyphs. In Glyphs, it's cool. Like if I look at the full font panel here, I can show you that, you know, I can see all my letters at once. And then I can just, I can either double, you know, shift select or command select certain letters to kind of open them together. And then if you want to type out anything, you can just start typing. If you want to recall a letter, right now I want to work on the V. And then you can just double click in and paste in anything from Adobe Illustrator, which is really cool. So you can work, you know, pretty seamlessly between the two. So when I copy it in, it'll usually say unusual bounds. Do you want to correct them? And I always say correct them. And then it'll always paste it in the most unhinged place on the canvas. So I'll just bring it over here and kind of scale things up.
So Katie was saying that it's like a condensed Victorian inspired situation with some fancy serif action. And
Ooh.
she's also saying that she took the class with type electives. I don't know about that class.
Oh, nice. Type electives. Yeah. Oh, that's great. We're collecting. Jose, you should write that down for me. We should put that in the show notes.
Yep,
That's like
yep.
type electives, because I feel like I'm always trying to remember all the great type programs, and I could only ever remember like 2 of them. So that's perfect.
I got it.
Okay. Filter. So then what I do is after I have my strokes in here, it's just a live line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go path, tidy up paths, and that will just get all my anchor points so that the handles on like curves are connected. So if I move it one way, it's all smooth, and anything that is a corner has a broken kind of handle that can move independent of one another. So all my anchor points are good right now. What I'll probably end up doing, because this V very closely mirrors like my J and like I think it's like my R. Is it my R or is it my B? Or is it's not those. Is it, which one is it? Let's see. I have one that has like, my M and my N. That's right. Okay, so if I pull up my M and my N, we're always talking about rhythm. What I really want it to be is like very similar to this kind of swash moment here. And actually, since we last talked, and I'm just like noticing there's like, do you see this like weird kind of like flat on my curve? I'm sure the good type gals see it. It's like there's something that's like just kind of causing some flatness there. It's amazing how just time away from your font will help you see like weird inconsistencies. So I'm just like, okay, I need to fix that there and I need to fix that here. And that's so much smoother. So like that's kind of half of designing a font is just like having the eye at the end of it to like be able to clearly see the weird little like knobs and, you know, places that aren't smooth or things like that. So yeah, that's like a good note. It's like always give yourself time to just step away.
That's then, all you need sometimes, a fresh pair of eyes.
Fresh pair of eyes to just like look at it clearly. So then what I'll do is just go filter and offset curve. And this is just like path offset curve in Illustrator, and you can just add thickness. And so it won't be perfect, but it kind of just gets me to a starting point, which is nice. So I usually always just save the settings for exactly what I had done the last time. So I can just hit OK. If I want, I can bring in, you know, an element from another letter if I really want it to be super consistent. But I think I'm just going to build this one out from scratch. I kind of want it to be a little bit different. So my first step is to open this bottom corner. I'm just going to go Control and click that anchor point, and I'm going to say Open Corner. And that just allows me to move this whole section of this lettering independently of that other point. If I had done it without opening that corner, you can see how if I move it, it messes up the left side too, which I don't want. So I always try to open all my corners where I can. So I'm going to go ahead and redo that. Go ahead, open that corner so they can be moved independently. They have their own lives. They are fraternal twins, not identical. Jose, you're a twin. Are you, I forget, are you fraternal or identical?
I am identical. You
You
guys
guys
are
are
too, right?
identical? We're not, but we look it.
You guys totally look
We
identical.
so look it. It's crazy. I used to
Yep.
not think so. I used to be offended. I'm like, we're so different. How can you not see it? Now I'm like, I see photos of us. I'm like, who's that? Which one is that now?
How were
Mostly,
you guys when you were little? Would you want to have like your own personality? Because I know with my brother, I used to be the one that would split us up and be like, no, I'm my own person.
yeah,
I
that's
have my own
so
interests.
Yes, that's so funny. Jen is totally that person. She's like, if we end up wearing the same color somewhere, she's like, I have to go in and change. Like, she will go in and take the clothes. She's like, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. But I don't know about you, Jose, but my mom made us dress the same for years, and it left a mark. Like, we are very against dressing the same because,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
She used
yeah.
to do the same outfit for both of us.
Oh, did she? And
It
she
was
gave you different
traumatizing.
colors. It's so
No, no, different
traumatizing.
colors, the same thing, the same thing.
The
But bought a
same
copy
exact thing.
of each outfit.
Oh my gosh. At least my mom gave us our own unique colors. But then, of course, she stuck me with pink, which, like, I hate pink to this day. I was like, I am not a Barbie. I'm not a Barbie. I don't want this. Jen always got blue, which was way cooler. But
Blue is
alas,
cool.
this has become a twin stream accidentally. All right, let's see. So I'm just kind of finessing my thicks and thins. I'm kind of thinking about like, okay, if I'm drawing this, like where are my upstrokes, where are my downstrokes? Like, where can I put the weights? Where can I put the heavy parts and the thin parts and all that kind of thing? So you can see I thinned out my upstroke on the right-hand side of my V because I think it'll be a downstroke on the left side, so that'll be a little heavier. And I'm just kind of finessing curves. What I usually like to do if I can is I like to repeat as much as I can. So I will just copy segments all day long. I'll just copy a segment and paste it in and just reconnect it where it makes sense. And I find that just keeps the rhythm really nice. And it just feels good. So I'm just going to go ahead and, if you can add an anchor point to a segment by just hitting P on your keyboard in Glyphs, and it'll bring up your pen tool with an add anchor point. And then once you have the anchor points, if you click them again, it will break them. So it cuts the segment. So I can just delete the old segment and start kind of bringing this together in a meaningful way.
Ronnie was saying that's how they get all that work done. There's 4 of them.
There's,
You got us.
we got,
You know our secret now.
oh my gosh, Jose, what a gimmick if we could get your brother in on
Can you
Hoodzpah.
imagine?
That would be insane. It would honestly be distracting. I think clients would just be so confused.
I know, yeah. They'll spend the whole meeting trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, like who am I talking to? Which one is this? What do I? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, me and Jen like really try not to lean into it. It's become like, I know it's part of the shtick a little bit accidentally. It's just nature of like, it kind of is like a freak show moment. People are like, oh my gosh, mutants.
Yep.
But yeah, we try not to lean into it too much if we don't have to. But at the beginning of every client call, we always forget we have to be like, oh yeah, we're twins. Just like get it out of the way. Yep, we're twins. Yep.
Right.
And moving on.
So, could type. Forgot who it was. Oh, it was Katie. Katie was saying, yeah, they figured out the secret formula. That's the secret formula. Actually, when I signed my contract for Hoodzpah, there was a little checkbox that I had to mark and say, "Are you a twin?" Yes, I am. And I get the point.
It was in the agreement. That's
Yep.
so funny.
It's part of it.
It's just, unfortunately, we have a very specific set of credentials, and yeah. Okay, so this is interesting. There's definitely some things that I want to kind of riff on. So usually what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and keep this one, and I'll just go I think it's Command D will duplicate. Yep, so if you hit Command D when your cursor is right in front of the letter in Glyphs, it will duplicate the letters. So I've got, now you can see down here, this one is V.001, and this one is V. So I'm gonna jump into this one and see if I can kind of riff a bit. I want it to look even more, I think, like my M and my N, I think I'm just gonna take this whole segment maybe and just see if it like kind of fits. And see what
Is there a way to make some characters more consistent with each other? You know how sometimes you sketch something and it feels like it doesn't really match the set? Is there any tips you got for people in terms of that, how to keep it consistent?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely think a lot of it is just like trying to, the rhythm thing of just like trying to repeat forms where it makes sense without it being like over the top. Like it can actually become illegible if you like, if you go too crazy with it. But I do think there's so much value in like things repeated. Like it's just like with brand, you know, like with brand, you want there to be repeated elements so that there's brand recognition. And that's why brands like Coca-Cola are so powerful. So it's like if you're in doubt, like if something looks weird, I will always just try and go to another letter and pick pieces from the other letter and just say like, how can we, you know, like how can we build this off of something we already have, since it's like it's just not quite flowing, you know? So like
Right.
if we look at this V like next to the N now, I'm curious to see like which one we like now, because this would be a good like test of like which one feels like it flows better. Definitely, I think the top one up here, because it's kind of got the same flow as the N. But I could still, I wonder if I have anything that's like that. No, I definitely think the top one. Yeah, the rhythm feels right. I think if anything, it could just be a little shorter. There's quite a bit
How
of space.
often do you find yourself thinking, this is following the same consistency rules, but I'm just not feeling it? Is it often? Is it,
Yeah,
what do you think?
honestly, rarely. Usually, like the consistency thing is like the secret. That's like the sweet sauce. Although, I love Ono Typeco, and I feel like they are so good at like breaking the rules and just like, I don't know, just making everything a really unique solution that you wouldn't expect. So, I mean, there's definitely something to that. Like, there's got to be a balance, right? There's definitely got to be a balance, and it's just finding that sweet spot for yourself for sure.
Yeah, I feel like that's when the fresh pair of eye comes into play, because
Yes.
usually you would replicate, you would follow your own rules, and then you see the typeface and you would think that is not working that well.
Yep. Yeah, having someone to like just be like, does this look weird, or like, does this look good? Like, that's just so invaluable for sure. Like, I'll think something looks amazing, and then Maddox and Brian from Fort, our partners, like, they'll look at it and they'll be like, oh, I just did a quick pass. Like, I just like, edited this, updated that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it looks so much better. I didn't know how bad, not how bad, but like, I didn't know how much better it could look until somebody with a fresh pair of eyes and like a sense of just like, they're just further along in their career than me. So they just have like a really good sense for like what works and like what might be a solve. So that's just really nice to have. It's good to have
Hmm.
mentors, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
R- Ronnie was asking if you got the Oh No book.
Ronnie, I have it. I have it. It's somewhere here. I have it. I've been reading it slowly. Oh, I love it. Do you have it too? I don't know if it ships
No, I don't.
international. Oh, you don't have. Jose, it's so good.
I need to get it.
Yeah. It's like everything you want to know about someone's process. Like, I'm so nosy, and it's got like all the sketches, all the like different, and it's just helpful as far as like just straight up process, like the process for anyone. Oh, Chris Maher's in the house. What's up, Chris? How's it going? Chris is on a roll doing a bunch of motion work recently. He's so solid at it. But and oh, Reflect Design Co. What's up, y'all? Good to see you too. Michelle Norton, how are you? But yeah, he just shares like really helpful tips on just lettering in general, and then his own specific just like sketchbooks and processes from like real fonts, real clients, like all the stuff you want to see. It's really cool. I'd love to do a book
I
like
love
that
all the
eventually.
personality that he puts into the fonts.
I
He's always
know.
like adding a touch of humor or something really odd and different.
Yep.
He's really good at that.
I agree. Yeah, there's like you can just tell he's having fun. You know, like with certain actors or like creatives, like you're like they're just having fun. They're having fun with it. They're passionate about it, and it comes through in the work. I feel that way about Grilly Type
Yep.
too. Like, chat, who are your people, or your, like whether it's studio, type designer, brand designer, motion designer, whatever, where you're like their work is just like I can tell they love what they do. Like for sure, Grilly Type, Ono Type. I would definitely say like Matt Lehman comes to mind. His work is so good. He is so underfollowed. He should have 100,000 followers, and he's like, but he's just so humble and chill. But he's phenomenal. I feel like his work is so fun. Who are some of your faves, Jose?
I'm gonna be a little bit mainstream with this one, but Simon Walker is
Oh,
one of
he's
my
so
favorites. He's
good.
just like so good.
Yeah.
Typefaces are his thing. He was just like blessed by God.
Truly, you just have a gift. I mean, it's like, yeah, sometimes you can just tell. It's just like it just comes naturally. You know, like I can do a lot of things, but it's like definitely not all my strong suit. I can write if I have to, but it's not my strong suit. Okay, I'm
Ooh, I
starting to
have a
real.
good
Oh yeah,
one.
let's
Get,
see.
have you heard of Mark Van Leeuwen? I think he is
Yeah,
from Netherlands.
Yes. What? Okay, now this is he the collage guy or no?
He's the one that usually puts his typefaces on like a really solid color with like a grain effect on top, and it's like bold, distinctive, really big on the gram. You
Okay.
definitely have seen him, probably don't remember his name, but he's really iconic.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to go look it up. Okay, so now I'm like looking at my and I'm curious to hear. Oh, Clark Orr. Clark Orr, someone said, Brethren. Yep. Rob Clark. Oh, Rob Clark's phenomenal. Jose, do you follow Rob Clark?
I do. Yep.
Oh man, he's on brand. Every time his work's on brand new, I'm like, I'm gonna love it. I just know I'm gonna love it. Like he just gets it. All right, so I'm trying to figure
So,
out. Oh yeah, go ahead, Jose.
oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm trying to figure out the upstroke to this V, and I think it might need to be a little straighter. Actually, I had it kind of like swashy, but maybe it needs to be a little straighter. So I'm gonna try that while you tell me what you were gonna say.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, is Clark Orr from Hellcats, or am I making that
Yeah,
up?
yep, Clark Orr from Hellcats
Okay.
and friend of the Foundry because he designs all of the pretty much all of them nowadays. Tad Carpenter does some too, but any kind of specimen that you have loved from Fort Foundry, he's probably done it. He did the most recent one. I think it's called Fieldstone. It's the new monotype that Fort just released, and it's like the graphics are like the font is amazing, the graphics are amazing. Like again, you can just tell that they're having fun with it. Like it's just so good. I feel like good specimen graphics go so they're worth every penny. They go so far. So yeah, he kills it.
They take so long though.
They take so long, Jose. You said it, and it's true. What's up, Uncle John? How's it going? All right. So Uncle John says, my buddy from college, Mark Walter, makes awesome type. He also just redesigned the Titans branding and has been blasting them because the Titans new brand. Wait, oh, so he did like a fan redesign. Is that right, Uncle John? That's
I
cool.
think
Yeah,
so.
I love the Titans brand. I love the like the kind of I wonder if they still use it, but that dimensional type. But I grew up in Nashville or just outside in Kentucky. We used to go to Nashville all the time as like our, it's like see shows and go to concerts and that kind of stuff. But so maybe it's just it has a soft place in my heart. But yeah, I love the Titans brand. It's so fun though to reimagine your sports teams. I think that's like such a fun exercise. Yeah, so fun.
It is. It's really hard to redesign sports teams logos though. There's a
It is.
certain style that you have to achieve.
Yeah, that's so true. And it's like they're so iconic. It kind of feels wrong to be like, let me fix this when it's like everyone knows and
That's
loves it.
true. Yeah, it feels like a downgrade. Anything that you make is so iconic. It's like, do I really need to come up with a new concept for this? It's so
Right?
good.
It's like we all know and love it. I guess it did its job. But that's the power of just repetition because sometimes you'll think you really love a logo and then you look at it closer and you're like, this is actually trash. This is actually trash and it's just nostalgia or it's just like the actual feelings. That's why people say brand is so much more than the logo and the type and the color and the design because it's the feeling, it's like it's everything, it's every touch point with the audience. So they've obviously done a great job of like brand interaction with customers, so it doesn't really matter if the logo is like not the best, right? That's the power of just great
Yep,
customer service or great customer experience or great product. It goes a long way.
for sure. Jill is in the
Oh,
chat. What's up, Jill?
what's up, Jill? Oh, Jill Darrow, how's it going? Okay, so Uncle John is saying that the Titans rebranded. I didn't even know that. Okay, I'm gonna have to go look at that because I didn't even know that they rebranded. I have to take a look. All right, cool. All right, so I'm feeling good about this V now. It's quite swashy, but it's looking quite lovely. What do we think, chat? I feel like maybe my left hand, I'm looking at the thickness on the N, and I'm realizing that the thickness on my V is a little bit underwhelming. So if the N is at 82, and you can see that if I hover over my V, it's only at 70 width on my widest point. So I'm gonna just shift that over. It's a little too fine, and then I'll kind of like re-look at my angle down here. So if I select this path, I have a little plugin that tells me what the degree of angle those 2 points are. So it's 156.6 from those one point to the other. So if I go back over here, 156.6, if I just select my two anchor points down here, it's pretty close. So I just need to Maybe go up a touch, and then we should be close. Or, oh, down a touch. Okay. So I'm just going to keep kind of...
Jill is saying the typeface is looking so beautiful.
Thanks, Jill. Jill has been flexing her stylistic range of recent. Did you see her post that was like super filigree, the brand that she just did? Oh my gosh, Jose.
Yeah.
Isn't it phenomenal?
I love that presentation. Yeah, if I was the client, I would be super happy to have that brand.
Jill, drop a link. Brag on yourself in there. Drop a link in the chat, because that was, I was like, what? Jill is capable of this? Like, I don't know, Jill, you just had always done like such like clean, restrained, like still fun, still super fun, but that kind of like detailed, filigree, like ornamental design, like that's hard to do. Not everyone can do that, even if you want to. So like, I was super impressed. Kate says, yes, Jill crushing it. I know. And yes. Good Type says, what's your fave plugin? My favorite plugin has to be for sure this width one, which I wish I knew what it was called. Let's see if I can see what it's called. Window. Let's see, view. Do I have... So yeah, crosshair is another one. Here we go. Show distance and angle. So I turn that one always. That one's super handy. Oh, and show stem thickness. Right. So those are the two that I always have turned on. And then I always put my little shortcuts up here under the dimensions panel. So I have kind of a general idea as well. So cool. So this V is looking really great. I think I'm going to go ahead and move on. It's generally spaced pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead. Ooh, the front is a little bit too crazy. We're going to go more like, we'll just make it the same as maybe the N. Yeah, we'll do like that.
Ronnie was asking if you also get to install plugins with Glyphs Mini.
I think you do, Ronnie. Yeah, I think you do. Like pretty much anything. In the only difference, as far as I could tell, was interpolation of typeface style. So you have your masters, right? Those are the ones that you draw. So you could have like a lightweight and a bold weight, and those could be your masters. And then you could interpolate like 2 or 3 weights in between those two, which would give you 5 total weights. And so that interpolation process is what the Glyphs full version offers, is like that easy kind of like shortcut. But otherwise, Glyphs Mini is like super robust. Like I used it for a long time before I upgraded. So yeah, definitely recommend. Okay. So
I love
good.
that they have an entry point for people who don't want to buy the full license.
And I so respect them because it's like a one-time purchase, I believe. You might have to purchase again if they like do a big upgrade, I think, but I might be wrong. I honestly think it's a one-time purchase, like flat fee, like you just pay once and you get it forever. And I'm like, bless you all, because that is so rare these days.
It is.
Okay, so I'm going back to my sketches here. I've got, I need to work on my E and my K. I think I might work on the E next because that's like a fully new form. Like this won't be repetitive to very much that we have in the font. Maybe the C I could grab some things from. And in fact, I think I'll try to draw this straight in Glyphs. I'm trying to get more used to drawing straight in Glyphs. It's very similar to Illustrator. So I'm just going to type out my E in Glyphs. I'm going to double click in. And I think I'm just going to, I also am going to type out my C right before it so that I can kind of have an idea of where to start. And maybe what I'll do is just copy in this loop, which I know I want. And then that kind of gives me a guide. So now I'll grab my pen tool by clicking P. That pulls out my pen tool. And I'm just going to use the exact same method that I would do in Illustrator. I'm just going to do the kind of add anchor points at the extreme points method and then go from there. So I'm going to go like this and then down here. You can see that my crosshair helps me to see like, am I kind of lining up with the baseline? Am I like in the middle of like where I need to be? And it looks like I am. So I'll go down there and then I'll go up here a bit. Okay, so it looks insane. Also kind of cool. Like I could see this being a font, but we're going to round it all out. If I hit Option and I just click on that segment in between the anchor points, it adds these handles for me, which is great because then I can just double click the main anchor point and it will turn it into like a connected segment. So I'm going to do that all the way around so that I can have some nice curves, add the handles, and then double click on that anchor point. And then I can start finessing. So I'm just going to keep doing this and see where we go.
How hard is it to kern script fonts compared to regular fonts?
If you do it
exponentially harder?
It is if you don't plan it right from the beginning, 100%. Like you have to plan it right from the beginning. And basically the key is, and I say this so many times, but it's like bears repeating. If these, like if you look at any of my lowercase letters, so I'll just go down here really quickly. Oh, and I have one that got off, so this is good. I did some tweaks, so this is great. See how like this anchor point is off and there's like a little break in my connector? As long as these two anchor points in the upstroke at the end of your character are always in the same place, it will always connect every time. So like you can see that at the end of every one of my letters, they all end with the exact same two anchor points with the same angle on the handles, right? So it's always swooping up like this. And for the most part, what I'll try to do is I'll usually just, once I have the segment done a couple times, I will just copy that segment, like this little end part here, not all these, but yeah, just like, it's hard to just grab one. I'll just copy this and I'll just paste it onto the ends. Yeah. So like you can see that it's exactly the same as the ending of the E if I like place it on top as far as like where those handles are, right? And then even the anchor point's in the same place and the handles are basically in the same place too. They're just a little shorter. Some of them are a little shorter, but it just makes it so much easier. Then everything just connects super smooth. The hard part is I had to change all my sizing in the middle of this design. So I'm going to have to really double check everything at the end to just make sure that nothing got off because it was just kind of like a big global change that affected a few things. So that'll be my homework after I have like all the forms done is like making sure everything connects just perfect.
Do you have to do one by one to consolidate everything?
Yeah, like you do have to kind of check, like I did a global change, which is super easy. Like you can do global changes using like the path transformations, like you can shear things more. But if you shear everything, like that can sometimes, depending on where you shear it, things can get off, you know? So I think I did like a sizing change. I'm trying to remember what I did. But anyway, it got some of my stuff off. So I'm going to have to spend some like quality time double checking everything. Kate Bachman says, that's such a great cheat code.
The cheat code.
Yes, it's such a good cheat code. It really makes making a script like totally doable. It's like the only trick to a script font really, because if you don't, it's such a nightmare. And if you like take any of your favorite scripts and outline them in Adobe Illustrator, you can kind of see, I bet you'll see that it's pretty much, they all kind of end in the same place. Be interesting to see that. So we're going to double click this, make sure everything's kind of there, and start adding some weight on here. All right. Jose, I keep asking everyone this because I'm obsessed, but are you watching Knights of the Seven Kingdoms?
I already finished it. Are you all caught up?
It? I'm not caught up yet.
Yep.
I think I have like 2 more maybe. But I'm obsessed.
Then you got the best ones.
The best stuff? Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but I think it was episode 5 that was absolutely epic. I think it was actually rated higher than the best episode for Breaking Bad, which is incredible.
That's amazing. I mean, I watched Game of Thrones probably up till all my favorite characters got killed off. And then I gave up. Like,
which is very soon.
Yeah. All the decent ones get killed off. I think I was just kind of like, I'm not really left rooting for anyone, but I honestly should finish it. I only had like 2 seasons left, but it was honestly brutal. Like I don't know. I just like this one a lot better. It's a lot more chill. It's like, it feels like Lord of the Rings style, like adventure and like friendship. And, you know, there's like a hero you could root for. I don't know. I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, they're a good team. They have like really distinct personalities, and Egg is just really funny. Kate said Egg stan.
We love Egg. Oh my gosh, obsessed. Okay, now I'm trying to remember. All of a sudden, I'm like losing my... Oh, it's filter. So if I go to filter offset curve, I always forget the cheat code. But I can just add some thickness really quickly, and then we can finesse from there. So, but yeah, did you watch Game of Thrones, Jose?
I did, yeah, the whole thing.
Okay, did you finish it? You finished it?
Yeah, the whole thing. It was really good. I didn't like the ending, but yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. I think you'll have to see it for yourself.
Okay, yeah, for sure. And apparently, Andy Serkis, who is the guy who played Gollum in Lord of the Rings, apparently they're going to be doing a new Lord of the Rings. And I'm like, how fun. It's medieval. I guess that's like, yeah, it's going to be fun. I want more medieval television in my life. And I know Lord of the Rings is technically like fantastical. But isn't some medieval stuff also kind of fantastical? Like surely Merlin was not real. Surely that's not historically accurate.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
What
So
about House of the Dragon? Are you all caught up with
I
that
haven't
one?
watched it. Didn't even start yet. Is it good?
Yeah, I think so. I think I
Yeah,
like Game of Thrones better.
you're like,
It's okay.
it's okay. Tell us how you really feel. Okay, so that's where that is. I think I'm going to just add a little bit more, make the top a little bit longer because that felt a little kind of off. And then the hardest part is sometimes like your curve will be off, and I think the good type girls will support me on this. Sometimes your curve is off and you cannot figure out like what's wrong, why it looks weird. And if you just kind of futz around with the anchor point placement, like sometimes it will just kind of fix itself. And the handles just like ever so slightly. But I could do this for like 10 hours and still not get it right. Sometimes it's so hard to like get the curve to feel smooth, you know?
Hmm.
That's feeling better.
We got a lot of opinions about House of Dragon
Ooh, let's hear it.
and
Is it worth my
Game of
time?
Thrones.
Is it worth my time? I'm wondering.
Yes. So Jill said that season one was fabulous, but second season was which
Okay,
I agree.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
think so
hard to
too.
top when you have a great first season. I honestly feel bad for showrunners. Like, I can't imagine just having like an immense success and then they're like, okay, now do it again. What do you
I
got for
know,
us?
so hard. Also, I feel like whenever they release, like Game of Thrones came after House of the Dragon, right? And they set up the whole story, and then you go back and see where those characters came from. I think it's a little underwhelming sometimes how they
Okay.
portray them. Like it depends on the show, of course,
Yeah.
but it
No,
tends
I
to
know what you
happen a
mean.
lot.
It's like if you like fall in love with a character as like a certain actor or like how they were portrayed, and then it's kind of like, yeah, that's interesting. Yep.
Yeah, sometimes they would talk about this epic character, and then you finally see it and what it looks like, and you're like, you're not that scary anymore, or you're
Right.
not
Oh, I
that cool.
see.
I don't know.
Yes, like the legends. Yeah. This is giving very
Hmm.
much Beverly Drive, which is my other script font, accidentally. Sometimes I have to be careful because I'm like, am I just recreating like the same font again and again? So I'm always like trying to like catch myself of like, what are the angles? What's the unique like nuance of this script so that it's not exactly the same as the other script? Also,
I
Jose,
do
do you
think that you.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, mine was so unimportant, so you felt on topic.
No, yeah, I was gonna say that I feel like Hoodzpah does have a style for fonts. I feel like you guys do inject some of your personality into the fonts. I don't know
Yeah.
how, but I always can tell when it's a Hoods font and when it's not.
I love that. I was just talking to my friend Scott Snyder before I got on this stream, and he's like a phenomenal photographer. He did all of our photography for freelance and business and stuff, which it's all on our site. And he also did like our photography for Nicoletto's, and I think something else too. But anyway, like when he photographs your work, it looks 10 times cooler than even it was to begin with. It's like a total glow up every time. But he was like, we both worked on a client project that we can't talk about, but he was like, I saw this thing. He was like, did you guys work on this project? Even though we didn't know, he was like, it looks like the Hoodzpah style. And it was totally us. I was like, yes, how did you
It's
know? It's
totally
under
Hoodzpah.
NDA. He's like, I could tell. It made me laugh.
You can tell. I
Yeah.
think maybe sometimes they'll have to limit you and your personality just to be able to keep it secret.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's like sometimes you're like, the client doesn't call for this. Like, I need to like tone this down. That was like what we had to do when we kind of got to the middle years of our business, like running Hoodzpah, was like, okay, how do we like turn this off now? Like when it's not as needed, or turn it down because you don't want to fully turn your style off. But like, how do we show restrained? How do we do corporate? Like to prove we can do, like these bigger projects. And it was a hard test, but it's interesting to see like, can I do restrained and still have like some fun with it? Just like Oh No Typeco does, or Simon Walker, or Rob Clark, all these people that we all love, like they have managed to figure out that sweet spot of like personality, but also like what's right for the client.
I remember that you were talking to Alex Center in the Front and Center podcast about the style, and also how studios can be iconic because of that style. Do you feel like Hoodzpah is like that, or have you
I think
guys decided to go a little bit further, developing more styles within that personality that you have?
I absolutely think it has helped us. Like if you like, we are kind of like what they call now like a founder led company. And if you can like create personality around, and everyone doesn't have that, right? Like some people are just great generalists and they don't have a clear personal style, and that's great too. Like honestly, you can make great money doing that, like probably better money than like having maybe a specific style. But it's like having a specific style makes it so much easier for, I find, for like marketing purposes, is like you become known. Like it's like, oh, if somebody wants this certain thing, kind of like Wes Anderson or like Sofia Coppola, or like, you know, like all the great directors like Ryan Coogler, like they have a cinematic, I always use movies because I like pop culture, but like you can kind of tell their cinematic touch, you know, and it just makes it easier to kind of attract the kind of work that lends to your style, right? Like, you know, instead of like kind of trying something new every time. So I find it really helpful. But it's helpful to try to expand your, I don't know, expand like your offering or expand your style. Like I try to do that regularly. Like just what else do I like? Is there some other untapped area of my style that I haven't found yet? Like, you know, the way that like styles kind of evolve and what's in kind of evolves. I just find it interesting to see like how you can push your style to kind of like match new times. I don't know. It's kind of an interesting walk.
Yeah, it's helpful for building reputation too. And then you can show people that you can do more than that you're known for.
That's such a great point. I know. In freelance and business and stuff, we interviewed a bunch of our friends to kind of get their takes on some of the topics, because we just didn't want it to be just our own advice, because there's just so many different ways you can look at business. And I was talking to my friend Soren Iverson, who runs Iverson, and it's like they have just blown up this year. And he was saying that he always tries to just get clients in the door, just get them in the door for something small. And then he can always, like, he almost always converts that into something else once they see how great it is to work with him. And I was like, that's such a great way of looking at it. Like, because we're in, yeah, right. I'm kind of bad because we're in brand that I'm always like, well, I really want to do a holistic approach when we jump in with clients. Like, that's my goal, is like, I want it to like feel really consistent. So obviously if we can touch everything, I like that best. But sometimes clients don't have the budget, or they're unsure, they've never worked with you, you're an unknown entity. So like being able to just prove yourself on one project is actually like, it's like a really good idea.
Joe is saying the way I literally say yes to stuff that isn't my style and figure it out as I go. I think every designer has done that.
Yep. I think that's so smart though, because like also like we're known for our style now, but like it took us a long time to find that. Like, you know, like I look back at some of my older work, I'm like, this is so funny. This was me like trying different things, seeing what I liked, seeing what worked, and that so didn't work. Like that's so bad.
Yep.
Do you have your old sketchbooks, Jose? Like from like, you know, early design school?
Yeah, I have some, but some of those stuff I left back home and I didn't bring here. So maybe I'll just scan and then put it somewhere like in my drive or something. But
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I think I have one or two from the school days.
It's so fun to look back and just see like where you started and where you're coming, like where you're from.
Oh yeah, you can see how much you've improved just by looking at your old stuff.
Yep. Okay, so this is looking good. Oh yeah, I'm loving this. Okay, let's just bring this in a touch. Yeah.
So Michelle was asking, what would be a fun product or application that you could see this font being used for?
That's such a good question, and that I like to think about that while I'm designing something, because I'm like, if you know, it's so easy to get on a roll and let something kind of keep taking shape without kind of double checking or checking in on what the goal was. And it's just really easy to lose your way, you know? So the goal on this would be like, I want it to be used on like food packaging. I want it to be used obviously display purposes. But like, so if I export this right now, like let's go ahead and hit save. Let's export a little test version and let's start testing it. If you export it to your Adobe fonts folder, it will be automatically able to be tested in any of your Adobe programs, which is great. So if I jump over to Illustrator, okay, I can start typing it and start pairing it with things, which is kind of fun to do. It's just like start testing. So maybe we'll do like, we'll use Molfetta, because I think it actually could shockingly go with Molfetta, which is our last font we just released, which I'm obsessed with. Okay, so if I go like, we could try Nicoletto's, because I always forget if there's two L's or one. That's my client, and we've just been working on their like updating their pasta packaging for new cuts. And then if I do like, maybe it would be like pasta, like, you know, like the fun little secondary thing. I see a lot of people using our fonts for like, you know, the description of like pizza company or like based in California, like that kind of stuff since 1776, whatever it is. So maybe we'll go Crescent. And I don't have my P done yet. So we'll just do Nicoletto's Nashville. Ooh, let's see if that works. Gorgeous. I'm seeing, this is so handy. So yeah, so I think it was, Michelle. Michelle, this is a great test because I can already see, like, now that I typed out Nashville, I'm like, the H is heavy. See where everything meets in the H? It's like it gets quite congested here and it looks heavier than it should. So that's a great point for me to go in there and just kind of try to clean that up a bit, make that a little bit finer. I'll probably make a note for myself. So I'm going to go into my Glyphs app. If I go to my info panel, I have a little note section and I can write things like lowercase h is feeling heavy on left side. Super handy. And I'll usually just keep all my notes here because I will forget it. If it's not written down, I will forget it. So I'll just hit save. That's great. Uncle John said, I realized the other day y'all did Nicoletto's. I used to go there all the time when I lived in Nashville. No way, Uncle John. Do you know Danny and Ryan? They are so funny. I love them so much. We've been friends since we used to go to shows. Danny was a guitar tech for Jimmy Eat World, like all the fun, like alternative, like kind of indie bands back in the day. Yeah.
Wait, so I didn't know this.
Yeah. And his brother, Ryan worked for, I want to say EMI Records. I think that's right. Okay, Uncle John, what are the record labels that are in Nashville? I'm kind of forgetting that aren't country. It was one of the more like broad kind of labels. Do you remember? Kate Bachman said Uncle John knows everyone, and it's so true. That's so funny.
He really does.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to my font. I'm going to go back to... Okay, for some reason this panel is quite in the way. Cool. So my E looks a little awkward, but I think I'm just going to keep moving forward. I think it could be easily fixable down the line. In fact, it's probably just these handles are a little too long. Yeah, wow, that fixed it right up. That's great. That is wonderful when that works. And I think I might just need to kind of adjust this curve as well, just a touch. And
we're seeing the notes, by the way, if you want to switch back to Glyphs.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, is it still notes? Let me know when you see.
Oh, it's probably the stream delay. Sorry about that.
Okay, stream delay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate chat. Chat knows that we can easily get stuck on a page that we're not meant to be on because we are new to streaming. We are young in the world of streaming.
So Uncle John, he was talking about sketchbooks. So he said he had a bit of an existential crisis yesterday around his drawing and abilities. So he bought a course on drawing and then he took a nap.
Nice. And then he took a nap. It's like, I didn't start it. I bought it. Do you ever, I bought a book recently. I read I didn't even read the full intro. And I keep telling everyone just stories from these 3 pages that I read. And I'm getting the glory of having read the whole book without having even cracked open a 10th of the book. I'm like, this is dangerous. This is dangerous for me to be repeating this knowledge so confidently, having not finished this book.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, very funny.
Okay. I feel like that's an equivalent to stolen valor.
It's 100% stolen valor. I'm so bad at it. Okay, economic, maybe we type out a word. It's awkward. There's something wrong with it, but we're just going to keep going. Maybe it's probably that this is a little too long because this word, or the C had a big opening for this to live in. But this E doesn't quite have as much room. That is really helping things. And then I think this needs to come out a bit and maybe even up a bit. Yeah, that's helping. And then everything needs to go down as far as I can tell.
Uncle John was asking what's the last names of the brothers from Nicoletto's.
Nicoletto. They are the eponymous Nicoletto's. Yep. Yeah, they're opening a new location. They're just thriving. It's so cool to see. It's just so fun seeing your friends that you grew up and you were all just kind of a bunch of kids that used to just hang out at pizza places and, oh man, it's just fun. I'm trying to think of
I saw that they did a trailer recently that helped them design, and it had like the little cowboy with the pasta sauce jar, and then it also had like the no pasta at the red light written in the back. It was super
That
fun
was
to do that
so
one.
fun. You did such a good job on that. Yeah, I'm glad that was fun that they went for that copy. You were like, "What about this?" I was like, "Oh, that's fun. I like that."
You got to sprinkle a little humor on top from now
I
and then.
mean, I think there's nothing better than like, I was behind a car the other day, and there was this guy driving it, and he had a bumper sticker that said, "What would Lucy and Ethel do?" And I was like, "That's so funny." At first, I was like, "Lucy and Ethel," and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I love Lucy." I was like, "That is so funny." I know so much about this guy, and I've never met him. I haven't even said one word to him, and I feel like I know him. It's just so funny. But like stuff like that is so
Dude,
fun.
I love a deep cut. I
So
love a
good.
deep cut, and I was actually thinking about one of the side panels for the trailer to have. I don't know if you remember this. I think it was a little Easter egg about The Sopranos, about Tony Rigatoni, like playing words, and then if you would guess the movie, you would get like a free prize. And then we actually didn't end up
Right.
going with that, but that would have been really fun for like
That would have
people.
been fun.
They come to the trailer and they like figure out what that movie quote is from, and then get something for free.
I love the idea of people just stopping them at a red light and being like, them having to like scramble to give them something for free. Like that's just so fun and like so. It reminds me of the old street teams. I was talking to Kate about street teams. Like, remember radio? First of all, remember radio? Does anyone remember radio in the chat?
What
But
is
anyway,
that?
radio, excuse me, there used to be this radio station that was basically the only one keeping good radio alive in Southern California. Okay, no, there was two. FM 94.9, which was in San Diego, and it was indie alternative, and they had the best selection. They would play local bands. Nobody owned them, and it was incredible. And then the other one was Indie 1031. Do we have any Southern California people who can relate to being raised by FM 94.9 and Indie 1031? It was just so, like they had Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols as a DJ, just like playing music, telling stories. Like they had, oh, what's the guy's name from Jane's Addiction that started? Was it him or was it Dave Navarro? I think it was Dave Navarro, not Perry Ellis, or it's definitely not Perry Ellis. Does anyone know Jane's Addiction? Perry, it's not Perry Ellis. That's Boating Shoes. But they all had street teams of like people who just loved the radio station. I think they were paid, but they were like they would just go out and like hand out stickers, free bumper stickers, and just like get people
Oh,
stoked.
that's fun.
Get people stoked about music, about local music. It was just really cool. It was I missed that. That was like, yeah.
Are you talking about Dave Navarro, the guy from Ink Master? Is that the same one?
Yes, Dave Navarro. He was in, and what other bands was he in? He was in. He's one of those guys that have been in like, 3 or 4 different bands. I'm trying to remember all the bands he's been in. Is one Foo
Hmm.
Fighters? Surely not. Is it?
It says, okay, I'm Googling
Oh
right
yeah,
now
Google it.
live.
Yes, 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 yes.
It says Jane's Addiction, The Panic Channel, Deconstruction, Camp Freddy, and Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's crazy.
Chili.
From
That's
93 to
crazy.
98.
I mean, to be in Jane's Addiction and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's like wow. That's talent. That's like
Yeah, he made it.
I don't want to say Paul McCartney because he was in Beatles and the Wings, which were both epic. But I mean, it's epic. But it's funny that nowadays, Jose, like Gen Z knows him for Ink Masters. To me, that is so funny. It's like what a
I
slap
didn't
in the
mean to insult
face.
his career.
Yeah, just to like totally minimize all of his like artistic work. Gosh, that's funny. Oh, that's great. Okay,
I
Kate
love that
Bachman
show, by
says
the
she
way.
remembers. She remembers 94.9. That's amazing. Kate, where did you live? Where were you living at the time? Please, we want the backstory. We want your
She
lore.
lived, yeah, I think, yeah, I heard a little bit of it the other
Okay,
day. She
let's
was
hear.
telling me about it. She lived all over the place. I think she lived in other countries and everything. I
Oh,
think Thailand,
nice.
she said. There's like
What?
a whole list of places where she's lived at.
Kate, why? Okay, Jose, do you know the story? Why was so much moving? That's so exciting. Do you just love travel? Did you have a parent in
I,
the military?
I
I'm
think it
so
was part
curious.
work, and then also because she wanted to, experience new cultures and just travel
That's
around.
amazing. And you're only young
Hmm.
once. Like, if you didn't do it then, I don't know. It's just like, that's so cool. All right, so I'm gonna. Yeah, I moved around a lot when I was young, but not for any, like everyone thought we must have like military dad, but no, my mom just like, she just could not stay in one place. Like she just, every 4 years we started a new school, we went, moved somewhere new. And I honestly am so thankful for that because it's like, I feel like every time I talk to someone, I'm like, I'm from there. And they're like, I thought you said you were from this other place. I'm like, I'm from there
Like,
too.
wait, are you lying? Are you trying to
Yeah,
just
truly,
sympathize with me?
truly, I think people are like, is this girl just making it up? What's happening? But that's the cool part about like living lots of places is like the shared experience with everyone you meet. It's like, it's just, you immediately kind of have something in common with people, you know? It's nice.
Hmm. So you lived in Kentucky, New York, uh, uh, California,
Wisconsin,
and
yeah,
then
we did Wisconsin for a bit, and within California alone, I feel like I've lived in so many cities like Santa Ana, Capistrano Beach, San Clemente, Newport Beach, Anaheim. Like I feel like I've done the full gamut of like Orange County area, which is nice. And
wow.
when you're in Orange County, like you're always going to San Diego or LA, depending on, because it's like that's where all the good shows are. So it's like when we lived in San Clemente, the closest place to see shows was San Diego. So we would listen to FM 94.9 and we would go down to the House of Blues or, gosh, now I'm trying to remember what that other venue was called. It's so sad how these things leave you. I'm getting to that age where I'm like, I can't remember like my youth.
Forgetting stuff. I do that all the time. It's like, what was
Just
that guy's
like,
name? Oh, and that girl. Like, what
I
was that
know.
show? I never remember stuff.
I know.
So
It's like,
Kate said San Diego for 2 years.
okay, San Diego. Oh, nice. That's so cool. Yeah, San Diego's gorgeous. San Diego is like, it's just so nice. Okay, here's where the P is going. I don't like the second swash. I think I'm gonna fix that. But we're making progress and that's exciting. Yeah, San Diego is like the
She
most
said,
gorgeous coastline.
yeah, I've seen pictures. I've never been, but I'm hoping to do a little trip to the
Ooh,
West
do a little.
Coast this year, and maybe I'll come visit you guys. That would
Yeah,
be
do a
fun.
little tour up and down. That would be so cool. And you're gonna be, if you did it, you would be coming all the way from like Seattle, right? Or like Portland.
Hmm.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
because my sister-in-law lives in Oregon, in
That's awesome.
Ashland. So we'll be coming from up there.
What's the closest city from
She said,
Ashland? Oh wait, no. First, let's hear from Kate.
she said international nonprofit life. So yeah, it was like part of her work to be traveling like that.
That's so cool. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, I think it'd be fascinating to live in a foreign country. It's just like, talk about like getting out of your comfort zone and just like, I don't know. It's just like, there's something freeing. The older I get, I'm like, there's something freeing about like going somewhere where no one knows who you are. Like, does that say something about me? I don't know. I'm just like, wouldn't it be fun to pick up and move where no one knows who you are?
Wow, Amy, don't do that. I need you.
I know. I'm like, Hoodzpah can just, we'll just bequeath Hoodzpah to you. You can just pick it up and run with it. No, it's so funny. I don't know what that is. Maybe that just means I need a vacation.
Maybe, yeah, that is. Maybe you're burnt
Because
out.
that seems like pretty, sometimes I'll think that I'm like, that can't be healthy to think that. That's funny.
Well, I'm glad you shared it with the stream.
Yes,
Thank you for laying out your feelings.
thank you for being vulnerable in this moment together. I'm so sorry. This is like the most boring
Michelle is
pushing of
asking,
pixels.
oh, well, it's entertaining, we try to keep everything uh, mood light. Michelle was asking if there's any of the places that you like any favorite places from where you lived at?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, so many. Like the cool thing about like Southern California, specifically like Orange County, San Diego, LA is amazing. Like LA is just like a cultural hotspot. There's so much going on. But if you want like beach, gorgeous Southern California, like Beach Boys type, vibes, like Orange County, Laguna Beach and Newport Beach are just like so fun. I would say even more Laguna Beach. It's just like, it's super artistic, like everything is on a hill, so like every view is a beach view. Like it's just, and there's great food, like it's just so pretty. And it's one of those funny beach towns too where like all the art is like coastal landscape art, kind of cheesy like whale art, like kind of like Wyland Galleries type stuff, you know, like 90s Lisa Frank kind of vibes. But there's something charming about it. It's just kind of like, same like when you go to Big Bear. If anyone's ever been to Big Bear in California, it's like this mountain town where you can go and ski and snowboard. And it's like really close to LA and Orange County. So everyone goes up there because it's a little bit better than like Mountain High, which is like smaller. And everything there is bear themed. Everything has a bear carved out of a pine tree out front. And it's like so delightful. I just love when a city really leans into a theme. Big Bear, covered in bears, here for it.
I love that. Yeah. So, actually, Katie was asking if you're using a trackpad because she's also using a trackpad. I think you are, right?
I am right now. I was trying to get my mouse to work, but Jose heard me. I was cursing at my computer. I really need to be nicer to my computer. But I was like, sorry, Jose, you're not supposed to see this. This is only like for Jen to see. But here we are. But
I got some of that behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, me yelling at this computer. But yeah, I'm using a trackpad right now, which I do a lot. I do that a lot. It's probably not good. There's like gotta be. It's like so much nicer when I can use my mouse, but a little bit faster. But I can do both. Some people swear by the trackpad.
Katie's saying her less. I know. I can't live without my mouse. I don't know how to do any design with the trackpad. I feel like I'm not able to.
And well, the stuff you're doing is so detailed. Like I can't imagine you using trackpad for some of the stuff you're doing.
Yeah, and I would have carpal tunnel by the end of the session.
Big time. Yep. Okay.
Cool. We got a question for font related stuff. So
Alrighty.
CMYK was asking any tips for approaching more organic shape language for letter forms?
Oh, can you expound like further on what you mean like by organic? That's really interesting. I think I know what you mean, but I'm curious to like get a little bit more clarity there. Do you mean kind of like what's that font, Jose, by Oh No, that's like it's like Ekman or something like that, and it's kind of like a nouveau, and it's like very organic in a way that's like there's not a lot of like there's not very many straights, right? Like it's very wobbly and like do you kind of mean organic in that way, or do you just mean like smooth curves?
I think if I had to guess, you probably meant smooth curves, but the font that you were referencing, it's called Ekman Psych.
Okay, Ekman Psych.
Really cool name.
Cool name. Love the name. Yeah, the curves is the hardest part. My anchor points are not in their most optimal place right now, but that's because sometimes I just have to put the anchor points wherever I need to just get the curve that I need, and then I can kind of futz with it after I'm done. Like then you can like get nitpicky about it. But it's like, sometimes you just need to get it right, and then so after I like kind of get this to a place I want it, and maybe I'll do it now, maybe that'll be helpful. If I select everything and I go to path, add extremes, that will add those anchor points to the north, south, east, and west of my forms. And this is like where you should have them to really get your curves nice, like really get them in a nice spot. And sometimes honestly, if I can't get it with the anchor points in the northwest, east, and south, I'll just put them wherever I need to. It's like, and then you can just keep doing that at extremes to kind of like fix it at the end. And Glyphs will just interpret like how to replace your handles and curves to kind of make it work, which is good.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, super handy.
Ronnie was saying, what if the P stem doesn't come in at the end, but straight instead? It might look better.
Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so like no curl at the bottom. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Or Oh, I see what you're thinking. Oh, I like this, Ronnie. I like this a lot, actually. Okay, so I'm going to make this one like doable for now. I'm going to add 40. I'm going to go like 8 to the front. Maybe even just like 0. Let's just go 0. And I'm going to duplicate it. Command D to duplicate it. And we are going to do exactly what he said because I think that could look really good. Okay, because I was trying to mirror the bottom of the B, the capital B, how it kind of like curls up, or like, the swash on the bottom. So like, kind of like that was what I was thinking I would mirror, but I really like that your idea of like making it a bit more shallow. So like, let's just connect this in. Let's just go straight for now and we can kind of like figure it out later. So,
he said no, on top.
Oh, on top. Oh, okay. Let's do that. So let's go like this. Let's continue this one on. And in fact, oops, let me go over here. This is actually looking a lot better than my other one. So
And then Ben was saying, I agree. 3 curves moving in feel like a lot.
Yeah, it did. It felt, yeah. Ben Conley, what's up? Oh my gosh, Ben Conley. You want to talk about a talent? I know I keep saying that about everyone in the chat, but we just happen to have the most talented friends. So Ben Conley runs Angel and Anchor. You have to check them out. They're in Belfast, and they specialize in coffee packaging and brand. Even without even meaning to, they are just like the go-to. Like if it's like a cool coffee shop brand, I feel like they're involved. They do the AeroPress Awards every year, and they just do such a phenomenal job. And I always know if he has my fonts, he's going to make them look amazing. And he does. He does every time. Okay, so I am really liking the shallower P. I think what I'll do is I'll just move on from this so that I can like make the decision later. But if I had to guess, I think this probably needs to be a little bit more sheared. So if I just, sorry, I have to kind of like that.
So going back to that question about organic curves, he was saying, as an example, lots of interconnected curves in holes, such as a sea foam vibe. Is that more clear?
Oh, curves. Yeah, that is hard. Honestly, it's all about your anchor placement. I found like if something's wrong for me, it's usually the anchor point is in the wrong place, and I just need to kind of like futz around with it a bit, or ask a friend who's more talented to say like, why is this looking weird? Can you help me kind of like figure this out? Because it's just something not right about it. Okay, that's looking better. Chat, which P do we like better? The kind of shallow one here, or the one that kind of curves up on the right? I'm kind of thinking the left one. I'm so curious. And then we have to try Ben's. I think it was Ben's salute. Check. Oh, good type says Ekman is a revival. Ooh, I think you're right. Now that I think about it, I think you're right. Because him and Matthias Herzberg, or Matthias, I'm not sure. They do amazing revivals that have like their totally own unique flair. And they're so maximalist, personality rich. Like, I'm just so obsessed with them. See, like, I'm already like fixing this curve up right now just by moving my anchor points and just kind of messing around. Like, I just like to grab handles and just kind of like move aggressively until I find where it needs to be. That's feeling better. I bet if we just moved this whole thing like this, then I could.
People are saying left one. Nina's saying, hi, Nina. Nina's in the chat, and she is voting for the left one. Okay. And Alex is also liking the left one.
I trust Nina with my life. And who's Alex Goddles? Okay, I trust Nina and Alex with my life. So we're going to go with the left one. Okay, cool. That's looking good. And you know what I'll do? I'm realizing that the stroke is a bit thin because I took it from my end. So let's see. What else was I using? I think I had it on like a D or a, what was it? I have to go to my things, but I'll make sure I thicken up my stem on my P because I think that's looking a little weird. The F, I can take it from the F. And in fact, I'll go ahead and just make that a component so that I can start using that again. So if I just double click here and I go right click it and I say component from selection and I call it thick stem swash, we'll call it that. The hardest part is coming up with names. Then I can just basically paste it in here. I'll go right click and I'll go add component and thick stem swash, paste it in there, and then we have something to start from. And interesting, so I had pulled the swash is a little higher on some of them, which is kind of fun because the N is a little bit swoopy, but maybe I'll add consistency there later. So I'm going to add a note to myself to do I make the N bottom left swash consistent with the F and I think we're on the P. Or is variance fun? Sometimes having it a little different is good. So I'll consider that later, but I don't think I'll be able to figure it out right at this moment. So, okay. Yeah. Sometimes like you can really just have too much variation. Like I'm always trying to rein it in and I'm always happy when I do. So if we say like, maybe this is like, we'll type something out, pointed, we make it even a little narrower or something, but for now I think that's like pretty close. Maybe it's even just, oh, I think I know what it is. This needs to kind of go like that a bit more. That curve is definitely feeling off. Yeah.
I agree, Ronnie. He was saying that we need this Figma feature for creating a lawn in Glyphs so we can chat and design with you. That would be so fun.
Oh, that would be so fun. Oh, I love that. Somebody, do you remember, Jose, were you in the Slack at that point? But somebody had us all make, oh, I see a little, see how this is like broken? There's like a little corner on my P. This got off when I was shearing. So like, that's the problem with some of these like quick cuts is you just have to go back and double check that all your curves look good. So that looks a lot better. But somebody in the Slack, and maybe it was Audrey Havey. Gosh, I'm trying to remember who it was, but they had us all draw a character each. I did an H for Hood, and everyone submitted them. Gosh, does anyone in the chat know, Jill, or maybe like Nina? Maybe it was Marcus. Was it Marcus Sonia? But anyway, they put them all together and made like a beautiful font, and it was I thought that was such a cool idea to have like a crowdsourced font. I was like, what a fun idea.
I don't think I was part of Falbus back then.
You weren't.
Maybe we need to do it again.
We didn't know you yet. How sad. What a sad point in our lives.
Oh, you know what? You know what we need to do? We need to do a gaming group, because actually I did some Fortnite games with Ethan this past weekend.
So
and it was super fun.
Fun.
Yep. I know.
Ethan's great. Me and Ethan have a secret bond that I'm going to tell the whole internet right now, which is that we both love the show Supernatural, which is so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. But honestly, I just love the formulaic quality. They just crack me up. It should have been off the air 10 years before it was, but you know what? I love that show. That's like peak CW, peak WB. Does anybody else secretly love Supernatural or Out in the Open? Okay, it was Audrey. Kate says it was Audrey. So Audrey Havey put that together, which is so cool. Audrey's so great at like building community. But and then Julian Martinez, what's up? Julian, am I right that you used to work with Phoenix Suns, and it was the other one was like shoe renovator, right? Anyway, you've had some great jobs. I think that's so cool. And Julian's wondering what happened to the font. I would love to know. I kind of forgot. Somebody made it official. Yes, Audrey, somebody being Audrey Havey, did actually make it official. It's live somewhere. Like, they for sure put it up, so I need to find it. Actually, Jose, get your Google fingers on.
I'm researching
Audrey
right
Havey,
now. I need to see it. I'm actually so curious.
Yeah, and it used to be Audrey Steeman Design. I wonder if that site is still live. That would be a good, I don't know. Okay. Okay, Michelle says Supernatural is so good. Thank you, Michelle, for backing me up. And Charmed. My little sister's obsessed with Charmed. Like, that was like her comfort show. They would go out clubbing all night, dancing all night, and then they would come home and watch Charmed. And I just always thought that was so funny. I just love that.
Charmed is a classic. I grew up with three sisters and two sisters, and they would watch it all the time.
That's so funny. Wow. So I love that. Jose, that's why you're so sweet. You grew up with sisters. I should have known. Like, you can always tell when someone grew up with sisters.
Yeah, they made me the man I am today.
Oh, that's nice. Are they older?
They are, yeah. So we're all 6 years apart, funny enough. So my oldest sister is 12 years apart from me and my brother. And then the middle one is 6 years apart from me.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I kind of love that, though. That's like everyone gets a significantly older and wiser sibling to lean on. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, but also my mom had to deal with a new kid every 6 years, you know.
I was like, I don't want to be negative here, but poor mother. It's like you're just never out of child rearing mode, you know. It's so funny.
I know, and the last pair was a set of twins. How about that?
Jose, can you imagine being like, and then we're done, and this is the last one? Oh wait. So funny.
My God.
Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this. Okay, I've long not liked the T in this font. It just doesn't feel right. It's too flat. It's too straight. It's not right. So I'm gonna rebuild the T right now. Let's see. This one is T. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this one as a secondary because in case we, for some reason, decide we end up liking it. And we're going to just rebuild that, I think. I want it to have this whole thing is getting a little swashier than I initially intended, but I kind of love that. So I'm going to run with it. It just feels right. So we're going to go like this. And in fact, I'm going to go 36. Okay. And then we can swap that back.
Also, I've been trying to find a font. I can't find anything. She must have deleted that.
I was going to say, because Audrey completely did her site, redid her site, and when she like got married and was like kind of switching more into motion and that kind of thing. So I was like, maybe it got lost with the old site. Sad.
Mm-hmm.
Julian, we'll have to just ask her in the Slack and just see if she can send it to everybody because I want to see it.
Ooh, so Julian is saying, aren't there a lot of supernatural Easter eggs in The Boys? I haven't watched The Boys. Have you?
I watched The Boys. It's so funny, but so disgusting that like I can only watch one episode, like, and then I need like a 2-week break. Actually, I feel the same way about Love is Blind. Those people are, that show is deranged. I'm like, I feel ill. I feel ill after watching this. Like, I'm just like, it's just insane. I'm like, can they hear themselves? Like, when they watch this back, they are going to be mortified. Like, if you don't need therapy,
yeah,
right? I'm just like, if you don't need therapy after going on that show, like, it's just insane, that show. Just like,
I always get a lot of secondhand embarrassment every time they do the reunion.
Me too.
You know, like a weeks after. It's like,
me too. I literally can't watch it. I'm just like, I literally have to like, I do this to the screen. I'm like, please, I can't. Sometimes I have to fast forward it. I'm like, I cannot watch these two. And they're like, oh, I love you so much. And it's so clear that they don't, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, no, you don't. You guys are like barely talking to each other. Like, this is clearly not going to work.
I know. Or whenever they call somebody out and they're like, I didn't say anything like that. And then they roll the clip.
The
and they said the
footage.
exact thing. It's like, oh no.
Nick and Vanessa are diabolical. Like, they have to be, specifically Vanessa, because although Nick's good at playing it like he doesn't know what's going on, but he totally knows what's going on. But like, they are just like, the way that they set up this drama, and they're just like, the way they ask questions at the reunion, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is, and yet I can't look away.
On the spot.
Yeah, I can't look away. It gets worse and worse though.
Michelle's
because
saying, Michelle was saying, what about a supernatural inspired font? Would you do that?
Michelle, what would the theme be? Like, what would we be going for? Like, remember the intros? They were always like, it was so like True Religion circa 2004, you know, like just filigree everywhere. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I think
it would have to be a Gothic for sure.
It'd have to be, like a kind of True Religion. What's the other, or like Ed Hardy kind of like, you know, where there's like a bunch of stuff going on. Not Ed Hardy, that's not the right one. I'm trying to think of, what was the other one? It wasn't Tap Out. What was the other really bad brand from the 2000s that was like everyone started making fun of? And I keep waiting to see if they'll try to have a comeback because Gen Z likes, you know, like all the millennial stuff. And I'm like, prove it by wearing, I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. Does anyone remember? Y2K vibes. Do you remember that brand? Affliction! Yes, Julian! Yes! Affliction! Oh my gosh, yes. If you go to a Goodwill anywhere in Southern California now, there was a time when at every Goodwill there was 10 Engelbert Humperdinck records, vinyl records. Like, that poor man, he was just so popular, and then he just never came back. Like, you know, a lot of things will come back into style, like, you know, whatever it is, like, but he never did. And his albums were always there on the shelves, like, they were giving them away. That's the way it's going to be for Affliction, I think. I don't think it'll come back. I hope it does, because I just think it would be very funny. A great redemption story, but I don't think so.
Maybe for like a story like Hot Topic, something like that.
Funny. Yeah, that could work. I always remember thinking Hot Topic was so like posery. Like, it didn't feel like real true goth to me. But that's... Goths in the chat, can you please sound off? Was it legit or was it lame? My sister swears it's lame, but she was kind of like a scene kid, which is like a totally different, you know? So I don't know. I'm curious. Okay, this T feels better, but I also think maybe it should have like more of a curve as well. Kind of like the N, or like we did that other T. So this is the other T that we had. T dot, which had kind of a nice, oh, did I delete it? Oh, it's the J. It's the J, I think. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So we also did this one, which I think I'll make this a component as well. So we'll go add component, thick stem swash, so that everything stays the same, because we made a adjustment to this because it was looking a little awkward. So yeah, that looks good. So if I add this over here, it might be too much, but it might be just enough. Oh, that's actually really nice. That's actually
I
really
like that.
nice. Yeah, I actually really do too. I think I'm just gonna like raise this up a bit. Maybe it's just actually raising this up a bit. Okay.
Jill is saying, we were talking about the cringe watching Love is Blind. She said, that's me watching 90 Day Fiance. Yeah,
That
that
one
show is
is
very cringy.
that used to be on every time I was at the gym. That and Hoarders and my 600-pound life or whatever. And I never understood how people watch that. I was so hooked at the gym via the gym because I didn't get that station. But oh my gosh, Hoarders is insane. Hoarders is wild. Like it's so honestly, it's sad. But 90 Day Fiance is just like pure comedic television. Like I think everyone in there knows they're on the joke. Like I don't think anyone is taking that seriously.
Right.
The problem with
I
Love is
think
Blind is
Hoarders
they're trying to pretend that it's real. They're like, no, I'm
oh
here
my
for the
God,
right
yeah.
reasons.
That, yeah, majority of them are there for the clout.
Yep. Yeah, totally. Okay, this tea is stunning. I actually really love this tea. So all I need to do is I think we need a touch more of a taper on like this top part, like where it kind of comes in. So I think I'm just going to like taper this a touch more. I think I was doing like 40, 41 almost. Let's see what this over here is. This is like 44. So let's do that. Let's see if that kind of makes it feel a little bit better. So that's 45, just a touch more. Okay, good. And I think that will really help. I think the tapering on a swash like or like on a kind of like elegant font like this is really important. So if we look at like my Beverly Dry font, it's a lot of like straights and flats. It's supposed to be a very practical script, like very like kind of every man, every woman, every person script. But this one is supposed to be very bougie, very elegant. Like you could use this as a wedding invitation script and it would feel very at home, or like a Christmas card, or like a bougie kind of event. So that's my T. And I'm going to turn on my features. I have this contextual alternates features that calls up a different R if it's after a capital, which that looks much better. And I can kind of further kern this later. Like if I place my cursor between those two letters, we can maybe take down the negative space there so it really tucks in. That might be too much. But yeah, that's kind of looking good. I do feel like the problem that I'm having with the T and the J, Jose, is that they feel very intertwinable, but that's just cursive T's and J's, I think. So,
do you mean they're very similar?
They're very similar, and like both of them are drawn this way in different scenarios, if that makes sense. So anyway, I think we'll just have to figure out which one feels like it makes the most sense. But right now, the one on the left is the J, and the one on the right is the T. And you know what I could do? I'm going to duplicate this one more time. Maybe it's just I'm going to decompose this component. So I'm going to de-attach it. And maybe I just break it like right here. It might be weird because that's the only time I've broken my, broken in that manner. But maybe that helps. I honestly don't know. Maybe
you can make an alternate for when they're together so they don't, you're not confusing.
That's a good point. Like if they're used like or at least just provide it for people to like make the decision. Yeah. Maybe this just kind of comes in and it's more like a flat bottom. Although almost everything I have is like, at least like, I'll have to, I'll figure this out, but, oops.
John is saying he's suggesting, what about a cursive J that is more like a double circle?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I have one drawn like that. I think that would actually be a good thing to try and just really exhaust like what really is the right answer here. And sometimes you just have to try everything and just kind of see what works. So there's that. That really doesn't look good. I don't think. That does not look good. Maybe it's like this needs it's like, does it need to have a little bit? That's even worse. Okay. Well, sometimes you just say Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, and you just...
Hey, you tried.
We tried, and it was not the answer. Okay, so I think if anything, it would probably be more like what it was there, but even that kind of feels strange, but we're going to keep that just in case. Yeah, I can't tell. We'll see. But so okay, Uncle John, great suggestion. And if I go over here to my little sketch area, Do you kind of mean like this one? This was kind of what I planned for like an alternate. This option right here, J.002. And you can see like a T. This was supposed to be a T, but it could be a J. And same with this one over here. This was supposed to be a T, but it could be a J. So we're definitely in that kind of crucial stage of like, what is all this going to be? How do we finalize this? We have to make big decisions, but maybe we won't do it now. Maybe for now we will make that J. Oh, it's already 1:30. So we're almost done with our day. But I do want to show you all. I spent like 2 hours working on this G, which sounds insane. But somebody made the point of like the General Mills G, and it is truly the most iconic G. And so I made one for this font, and I'm obsessed with it. So like, say your little son Grayson is having a second birthday, and you made a little invitation. Like, how cute is that? How cute is that? Or it's a grand opening. I mean, that looks adorable. I'm very proud of my G.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, chat. This was so helpful. I can't tell you how helpful it was to have you all here. And Good Type says, oh my gosh, you have so much content you can catch up on. Yes, that is true. With 90 Day Fiancé shows, there's so much to catch up on. I love finding out about a show like 12 seasons in, because you're like, I never have to wonder what I'm watching ever again. And there's freedom in that. Oh man. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This has been such a delight. Let me see if I can get us back to our primary screen. Here we are. If you enjoyed today's stream, please like and subscribe. It just helps people find us and makes sure that YouTube is telling our like-minded folks that we are here designing fun type every other week. And in fact, I might be doing it more frequently just so I can get this font done. But every other week we will be here on Tuesdays at noon Pacific time. It'll either be me and Jose or me and B. And yeah, if you want to follow along with this typeface journey, join us next time. We'll have a video posted shortly that you can just hit a little notify me on. And if you want to see the previous process videos, those are on our homepage. So check those out too. If there's something that you want to see us do, like if there's something that's like, I'd love to see y'all do this like menu design or logo design or whatever it is, write it in the comments, because then we can kind of plan some content upcoming. I'm so curious like what people are interested in. Right now we've just been doing the font stuff because it's like what I have to get done and what I can actually share. Let's see if I can get the thing back. But yeah, Jose, what do you think we should do in future? I think we should have you do some illustration. You are phenomenal.
I think I am not as good as you, but I can try. Also, we can do animation stuff, which is always fun. And it's nice to walk through, the process stuff that you do, tips and tricks. You always learn something new.
Oh yeah, for sure. We should totally do that. Yes. Uncle John said, gah, I could get lost in Jose's eyes. Love it. Love it. Come for the design, stay for Jose's eyes. Yes. Okay. Menu design.
That's why they put me in the show.
Yeah, hey, we're using our full suite of tools. Michelle says menu design, and Kate Bachman said show us the cow. Rooted farmer cow? Kate, let me know what you mean. And then Jill says yes, Jose illustrating. Okay, cool. I think it'd be so fun to have Jose do an illustration stream and also motion. So let's plan for that, Jose. We can find a project. Oh, it could be for the Crescent Drive specimen graphics. Maybe we could do some motion there. That'd be
fun. Yeah.
That'd be fun. And I think we'll have Zevi help us with those, so that'd be cool. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, Kate said show us how you animated the cow. Okay, Chris Maher, shout out to Chris Maher. Chris did the cow, but we love how Chris did the cow. No one could have done the cow the way Chris did the cow. It was stunning.
No one.
You all, thank you so much for tuning in. Definitely join us the next week after next. I don't know how to say it easily. Bi-monthly. We're here bi-monthly, and we're just so thankful that you joined us, and we will catch you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone.